some daily SoRight work. We're gonna work on just some hinging motions, see if we can't find and then identify some tight areas in our hamstrings and our lower back, and possibly a little bit in our glutes. We're gonna do a test-retest like we've been doing before. And basic movements, keeping it simple, trying to keep the environment as basic and the same as possible, so then you can really identify if you're seeing progress or not. You don't want to complicate it with a bunch of other moves. And then just keep going back and forth. Position, test it, PR, use the SoRight, get into it, massage the area, retest, see that the range of motion is increased, and keep doing that, going through the different points in your body, and you'll be able to see a significant change in your range of motion, and it's been sticking pretty well. It's been pretty consistent. It's helping really get that nervous system going and hold that flexibility pretty effectively, because you're telling your body that you're in a safe and protected spot. So first one we're going to do, just a basic one here, is just put that left leg right out in front of you here, and then we're going to rotate our hips and bring our hips in so we can have it nice and square, and then we're just going to hinge over, trying to keep our back nice and straight and hinge over here. And now what happens is that you start to feel, identify, hold that position just for a little bit, keep that leg nice and straight, so you're flexing your quad here, nice and tight, hinging over. I'm bringing that hip in, hinge over. Now with my left hand, I'm gonna search around and identify what spot is tight, because it's in the back side of my leg here, and what part is tight. So I'm gonna search around and see which is the tightest. And once I find that spot, now I'm gonna use the SoRight and massage in that area. So, come down. I'm gonna work on the left leg. I'm just gonna hinge over onto my hip. So if I don't have a yoga block where I could get up onto it, then I'm gonna just hinge over onto my hip, and I'm gonna twist the SoRight so it's in line with my leg, and I'm gonna get up into that higher part of my hamstring, and then now just straighten the leg. Now I'm in that area right below your butt, right at the top part, the back side of your leg, and I'm just going left and right, just trying to massage out right there, because that was the spot that in that position was feeling the tightest. Excuse me. So I stay there for a little bit, I move around. That whole area of the hamstring was tight for me in that position. So I'm just gonna work my way down the hamstring. There's no need to really do one little area and then go up and test it out, because majority of it was tight. But sometimes what does happen is you work that one area, it fixes the whole thing. But we're just gonna do this since we're here. We're gonna work that in the left and right, spending just a little bit of time in each spot. I'm changing the position of the SoRight so that now it's more of a straight on instead of a side. So I can get in between those muscles. Focus on your breath, breathing in, breathing out. It's best to massage your hamstring when it's bent. So now I'm getting down to this lower position and my leg's not bent. So it's gonna be a little bit harder to get into that area. So this is where it's nice to have a yoga block, so you can be able to bring it up a little bit higher and see it's keeping my leg nice and bent here, and then I can massage into it. But like I said, if I don't have a yoga block, I can just grab onto either side of the SoRight, and then now I can just pull into my hamstring, and I can use that leverage. Peak goes right into the hamstring. I'm pulling in with my arms, and I'm just going left and right, and I'm getting that massage into that tough area, and now my backside of my leg is nice and loose because it's bent. And I can go left and right, push into that spot. If you have leggings on, or if you're shorts here, you can slide it up the cloth and go up and down that muscle there. That's really effective as well. Slide up and down. So, did that. Now I'm going to test it out. Same position. I want to try to keep everything exactly the same so I can see if there is a significant difference. Legs tight. There. Turn that hip in. Keep my spine nice and long, and then I'm going to hinge over. Hinge over, hinge over, hinge over. So I feel like I've gotten a little bit more range of motion. Back's nice and straight. Hips closed. Hinging over. Now it's starting to feel like it's more down, kind of like inside here, right here, and then a little bit on the outside, but mostly on the inside. So, come back down. I'm going to use, since it's more like the middle part of the back side of my leg, and so it's middle part inside and middle part outside was what I was feeling, I'm going to use peaks, and I'm going to push into it. And I'm going to find and identify that area right there. There we go, found that spot. So I'm just hunting around. I'm just hunting around that spot. Identify it, stay there for a little bit, breathe in and out. Switch the position. I can go long ways now, and I can pull in this way as well. I can go at that 45-degree angle and do little circles. So now I just found a spot that definitely feels much tighter than everything else. I'm going to just stay right there for a little bit. I'm going to work on it. I can twist it. Twist the SoRight, push into it, and twist. Push in and twist. And I'm going to move down my leg now because I found that strand of muscle that feels more tender than the other areas. So I'm going to give this area some love. Stay right in that spot. Moving left and right. Circle, circle, circles. Push into it. Pull. Okay, now once I've done that, come back up. Same position. Twist. Get that leg straight, hips tiered, leg nice and tight, hinge forward. There we go. So it still feels just a tiny bit, but I'm getting that good, I'm getting a pretty good, decent sized range of motion here. I would do the same thing on the other side. Boom, lock it out, test it out, hinge forward, and keep doing that until I get that range of motion that feels solid. And you're good to go. So that's that straight leg hinge over position that can be effective for some of the yoga moves you're doing, or if you're going to be doing an RDL, hinging over here, doing some deadlifts. Test that out. Let me know how it feels for you. Check out the other videos, the squat, the sitting reach, some of the upper body, some of the pull-up stuff, some of the rotator cuff stuff. Very effective, and we'll see you next time.